Hello, everyone, and welcome to Texas. We're in Austin for the 17th round of the PC Split 2 League Championship. I'm Justin, aka Fake Ghost Pirate,
And I'm Miko, aka Smuffler.
and this is, of course, my home race. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, a couple of hours from Austin. I've been to Austin a few times. It's a really nice city, actually. And with just two races left in this championship, I'm currently in second place, 48 points behind Vernie. So I would need to win this race and the next race and have Vernie get 1 point or 0 points in both races to have any chance at first. So that's not looking likely. I do have a 19-point gap to Racing Genius, though. So hopefully I can extend that and seal off second place. And Miko, after Abu Dhabi, dropped down to 7th, 9 points behind Amstel and 12 points behind SHX. So here, we're going to start with another side-by-side comparison. This was not actually my quali lap. I did not remember to record quali, but this is a kind of dramatic reenactment, you could say, of that lap. And we're going into the blind apex of turn 1, and it looks like I kind of corner cut that, but it almost looked to be to my detriment. Yeah, it looks like you got a better run coming out of that. And going into the S is almost identical, actually. And now it looks like, yep, now it looks like there's a little bit of difference. Looks like turn 6, you took that a little bit more aggressive than me and got some time. So here we are, and you're on that apex. I'm probably about 30 feet from that apex, so a couple tenths ahead of me at the moment already. And here we are going down into turn 11. And it looks like you took a much tighter, just better turn 11 there. That looked much better than mine. And we're going on to the straight. I'm using all of my curves for this straight. You're saving about 20-30% of your curves. Coming down to the heavy braking for turn 12 at about the 150 meter board or so. And going into this tight sort of stadium section, lots of first and second gear corners and stuff like that. And here again, looks about the same, maybe another tenth or two you've pulled out on me. Yep, maybe a few more tenths. And going into this double right-hander, turns 16, or I guess it's a triple right-hander. This is turns 16, 17, and 18. And yep, yeah, it looks like you pulled out even more in that section there, possibly with just a tighter line or a better line through there. And then back down through the start-finish straight, and that gives me a 137.5, and that gives you a 136.5. So almost a whole second difference between us. Very nice lap from you. You're only half a tenth off of pole position there.
Yeah, it was really close with the first guys. They've obviously been practicing a lot for this race, so I think they'll be pretty hard to beat in the race.
Yeah, Marushas are looking extremely strong here. I got to mention, when I first saw those times from them, I thought that was on options. So I was thinking, that they would be dropping back later in the race, but no, those are in fact their prime tire times. So great job from the Marusha guys to get to lock out the front row, first and second place on the grid. Really fantastic. But yeah, like we said, less than a tenth separating the top three. SHX another 4 tenths back, Amstel another 3 tenths, and then about 1 tenth separating 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, with all four of us getting a 137.5. So it's a good thing I was able to get that 35 or 37.508. If I'd even been a tenth slower, I would have been starting this race from 9th place on the grid.
Yeah, it was pretty close, and if you can see, the chance for rain is 17%, so it's
which is a strange percent.
Yeah, I mean, usually if it's over 50 or something, then it usually means that it rains more or less all of the race, or it might dry up sometimes, but
right, 17% though. Yeah, that's strange. Really strange. And but we're starting, and 5 lights are out, and we are racing. Looks like Jack First didn't have the best start. Oh, you're using a little bit of curves, actually about 30-40% of your curves. Going into turn 1, which is always a little bit scary in Austin. And good run through there, though, but SHX looks like he's pressurizing you, and it looks like Amstel is pressurizing me, or I'm pressurizing him, depending on how you look at it, going into the S section. Oh! And looks like some contact from... Yeah, it shot me right through that sign. Some contact with Amstel there. I think that was just really a racing incident, you know, going side by side through these S curves with 33 laps of fuel. Not an easy feat. So I'm way back now in 9th place, but this field is still nice and tight. I haven't lost a whole lot of time, just a whole lot of positions, so certainly can fight back.
Yeah, obviously with sand on your tires trying to go through the S section, it's really hard. Even with grass on your tires, like the most common mistake is to put your left front on the grass, and even that gives you a big penalty going through the S's.
Yeah, it can be a huge detriment to get any sort of debris on your tires at the start or middle of that section for sure. So you have hung on to 3rd place, though, kept SHX behind. Looks like the two Marushas are keeping their lead. Looks like Fat First is actually extending that lead a little bit at the end as Linios disconnects again, unfortunately.
Yeah, finishing off lap 1. It's not been a great start for you, but let's see if you can get past Silver Arrow.
Yep, I'm in Rich Mix. My plan was to use a lot of Rich Mix at the start. I was planning to start pretty low on the grid, and here we go. Little steering correction. I wasn't 100% sure if I was turning in at the right moment there, but I did make that pass stick. Back up to 8th place at least now. And I got the 2 Ferraris of Amstel and Racing Genius and the Sauber of Verney right ahead there. So all 3 of these guys are looking like possible overtakes in the near future.
And we can confirm that Amstel did get a penalty for pushing you off the track on the first lap. So.
Oh, okay. Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, he has time penalty, and you're going up the inside.
Yep, and it looks like I've made that pass stick on Amstel, and I'm right behind Racing Genius as well. And back on board with you at the end of the straight, and you are right behind Jack First. Going to have a little look up the inside, and he is of course going to have the inside line now for this next corner, turn 13.
Yeah.
And, yep, he maintains that position.
Hard place to pass. Really.
Yeah.
There's a little chance to dive on the inside here, but otherwise than that, this is a really not a place to pass. Yeah,
and you're doing pretty much the same thing that I did on this triple right-hander, turn 16, 17, and 18. When you're behind someone, to avoid the dirty air effect, you take a tighter line to stay out of that person's dirty air, so you can stay up with them. But it looks like SHX got a much better turn 20, and he's alongside you, but you did save some curves for the start-finish straight. So it looks like you're just barely edging him out. He is going to have the inside line. You gave him room, very fair driving here. And now you're going to have the inside line for this corner. And that looks like, yep, you have successfully defended that position. Wow, and look at the gap to Fat First. He is gone. You can't even see him anymore.
Yeah, the gap must be at least 3 seconds or 4 seconds or something, so he's
that
really
is
pushing.
Really impressive. Yeah, he must be in full rich mix. He must just be really trying to build up that gap before anyone can get DRS on him. And it looks like Racing Genius has had a really rough couple of corners. That's put me right up on his back. And looking up the inside, and nope, no chance to pass there. But oh, looks like he outbraked himself, and I didn't have the best corner there, but that's move done, and I got DRS as well.
Yeah, not even going to rich mix, just sticking with standard, and not really needing to use that rich because Racing Genius. Oh, you got a push from behind.
Yep, and that looks like Racing Genius has knocked me right off the track. I can't tell you, I did break at about 170 meters for that, since I had 32 laps of fuel on board and was going 200 miles an hour, and I'm on the prime tires. I braked at about 170 meters, And to be honest, I'm not sure he was going to make that corner if I wasn't there, because he hit me with quite a force. And if you look back at it, I'm just turning into the apex at that moment. So I was going to make my apex. I don't think he would have.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Back on board with you though. At the start of lap 4, looks like about this you're maintaining that gap to Jack first, but again, Fat first is just gone. I mean, it looks like the gap has extended even further as you do a purple first sector.
Yeah, it does look like I'm faster than Jack first, because I'm sticking these corners in the first sector much better. Now, of course, I've got DRS again. Actually, on the third lap, we didn't see the battle, but I also tried to move on the inside, but just couldn't stick it. Just brake too late and went wide.
Yeah, it looks like you're definitely going to get that pass done here. Very easy. Using Rich, using about 80% of your curves, got the DRS, braking smack dab on the 150, and oh no, the exact same thing happens to you. Looks like the Lotuses are kind of magnetic on turn 12.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. And what happened there was SHX was closing down on Jack first, and he braked too late and smacked to the rear of Jack first, who in turn just slammed to the rear of me.
Right. So that did give Jack first a penalty, but that is being removed after the race by the stewards, since that was not Jack first's fault.
Yeah.
And so we're coming to the end of lap 4, and I'm now right behind you, thanks to that incident at the end of the straight. We're in 5th and 6th position, and I'm still using Rich Mix for all of Sector 1 and 2, essentially, and the second half of Sector 3. So I'm pushing very hard to try and make up as many positions at the start of this race as possible.
Yeah, I remember I was pushing really hard too, because I was a bit pissed. I have to admit, getting a push from behind and just making that move on Jack first and looking forward to catching Fat first. So it's,
or at least trying.
Yeah, have to do all the hard work again.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely a bummer. All right, we're coming down to turn 11 here. It looks like I am too far back to get DRS. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting DRS. Nope, and I do not. Now I'm going to drain my curves in a desperate attempt to try and keep up with you as I go down to lean for 7th gear. I am fuel saving for turns 12, 13, 14, and 15 for every lap of this race. I'm using lean mix, but in the first few laps I'm using rich everywhere else. So I am fuel saving at the same time as pushing extremely hard. Oh, and it looks like Silver Arrows had a little incident at turn 15. He's gone right off the track. That's lets you by, and just barely lets me by as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a corner cut, but I think seeing Silver Arrow going really wide just made you...
Exactly.
The concentration is just... Yeah.
My focus was to not hit him. I just really did not want to come into contact with him. Did we skip ahead? Was this a skip ahead? Okay, so we skip ahead to lap 6, and it looks like this, and yep, this time I do have DRS on you. And you're kind of in the middle of the track. I go to the inside and braking very early again, very conservative braking from me. And you're hanging on the outside though. That's going to give you the inside line for turn 13. And so that you are going to maintain that position.
Yeah, defending on that long straight, it's gonna require rich mix and full curves just to get the braking maybe equal to the other car if they have DRS. So
right.
really hard.
And coming to the end of lap 6, and we are now in 4th and 5th after Silver's mistake. And we're gonna see a replay. This is on lap 4. So this is the lap where you had your incident at the end of the straight.
Yeah, that's right.
And it looks like I am, wow, yeah, just gonna breeze right past Bernie, down into, yep, and just really easy DRS pass there.
Yeah, skipping to lap 9, and as we can see, SHX just going a bit wide on these corners, and that's allowed me to catch up with him. Really
and
good.
it looks like you've gone a bit wide, but not quite as bad.
No, I think he was 8/10 ahead, so I think I have DRS now.
Really? Well, that's got to be right on the edge. Let's see, and there it is. Wow. Yeah, yeah. You must have been right on the edge, 8 to 9/10, something like that. And
first disconnects.
Oh yeah, in fact, first disconnects from first place in the race. Really unfortunate for him. And we're going side by side. Turn 12. And it looks like I got DRS as well on you, so that's brought me right up to SHX with you. So we're just moving up the field as a pair right now, pretty much.
Yeah, of course. You can get if you can stick around in the 1 second behind the other guy, you can pretty much almost.
And it looks like I've gone up the inside of SHX on turn 17,
still
but he's sticking around. Oh wow, it looks like I just barely edged out SHX for third place now. Wow, so we're both into podium positions.
Yep, looking good, but I think Jack First is way ahead at the moment.
Yep,
so.
He's just coming out of turn 20 as you're coming out of turn 19, so that's a pretty decent gap. Let's see it as you cross the line here. It looks like you're going to lean. You thought you were holding me up at this point?
Yeah, that's right, because you were so close for at least 3 or 4 laps. So I thought.
I can't tell you you weren't really, you weren't holding me up. we just had very equal pace, and I think just by being behind with the DRS, that might have given you the illusion that I was a lot faster. But I think actually our race pace, lap by lap, was almost identical, very similar.
Yeah, in the practice that we did before the race, you were, I think, maybe a bit faster. So I think that was the reason that I thought that you were faster.
But you're doing some fuel saving now. It looks like you might get DRS. You've been in lean for pretty much this entire lap. Yep, you do get DRS. So are you saving some fuel to try and attack in the option stint?
Yeah, that was my plan, to see how we do in the pit stops and then try to attack in the end.
And of course, with the 17% chance of rain, that always has the possibility of spicing things up a little bit. And we can see, we skip ahead to lap 15, and the skies are much darker. Very ominous looking clouds over the track right now, as I barely make it into the pit entry there. That was a close one. And I am pitting on lap 15. You're going to continue on. You're going to pit on lap 16. Thankfully, I haven't lost any wing bits or anything like that, so we should get a nice pit stop. Yep, 2.922 seconds from the Lotus guys. And now we're on board with you at the end of lap 16, and you are going to be pitting now, and it looks like Jack First as well is pitting on lap 16.
Almost hit the same barrier there.
And thank goodness there's that pit alarm isn't in the game. I don't know if you remember the race from last year during the practice and qualifying sessions. Whenever a car would come into the pits, there'd be this loud woo woo woo. Thankfully, they don't have that in the game.
Yeah.
And that was me going by. I just heard, I believe. Yep, that's me going up into turn 1 right now. So it does look like I've extended that gap with the undercut a little bit. But of course, you will have tires that are 1 lap fresher.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like the rain is coming yet. So, and I think our race engineers were telling us that. Yeah,
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So that would make
so it's
about 10 laps or something.
Yeah, just about. 10 laps would be about 16 and a half minutes at this track. So, yeah, 9 laps, I believe. So that would be about lap 26 or so. And so here we are, going down the straight, and I'm using a lot of rich mix. And right now, my focus is to be going quickly but without risking anything. Second place would be a fantastic finish for me. I would be thrilled with second place. So right now I'm trying to push without risking anything. I would like to get first, but I would really hate to drop down a place or two or three. So right now my focus is definitely just being consistent.
And for those who are just joining us, for if this is your first time watching our videos, that the timing on Justin's videos is a bit off. There you could see that the gap to Jack first, it said that it was something like 5.5 seconds, but
yeah, 5 to 6.
Actually it's maybe 1.5 seconds or something.
Yeah, maybe two and 1.5 to 2.5, something like that. But yeah, it's definitely not 5.3. I mean, he is right there.
Yeah, skipping way ahead.
Skip ahead, way ahead. Yeah, lap 26. I can tell you, I was not able to close down that gap. In retrospect, I should have just used all of my rich fuel right there on lap 17, 18, and just tried to close that gap right away while his tires were still cold and mine were nice and warm. But I didn't. I fuel saved and I used rich only on the straights. I was thinking about the long game rather than getting in front of him, but looking back on it, I do kind of wish that I had just used a lot of rich mix to try and close that gap down. But it looks like your one lap fresher tires are paying pretty nice dividends here at the close of the race.
Yeah, and as you can see, it is raining, but the grip level is quite good. Still.
Yeah, I'd say 95% grip. I am being extra cautious. Of course, my tires are one lap older, so you'll notice, yeah, right there, I'm probably braking at about the same point I would brake on the prime tires, purely because my tires are a little bit older and it is kind of drizzling. So at this point, I know first is out of the question. I'd like to hang on to second, and wow, there you go, right up the inside of turn 15. And it looks like I'm going to try and undercut. Nope, you have made that position stick, even in lean mix. That is really impressive. That was a very nice pass on turn 15.
Thank you. And just finishing off the penultimate lap, coming into the last lap, and let's see.
Little wide.
Yeah, a little wide, coming onto the curb. And let's see the gap to Jack first, then. Oh,
nope,
just
we missed it.
Yeah. It's probably around 4 seconds or something.
Yeah, I think that's about right. He just went through that corner that we're coming through now, and wow, it looks like I've had a better run on turn 1. That's going to put me right on your gearbox coming into this S section, and I'm just kind of pressurizing you, hoping that maybe you'll make a little mistake. I don't want to knock you out of the race, but I wouldn't mind taking that second place back, certainly. And well, I'm not sure. It looks like I'm within 1 second, and it looks like I might. Oh, now you're starting to pull away. It looks like you got a better exit on that last corner. This is going to be very close for DRS.
Yeah, you're hassling me a bit here in the last lap, but I'm willing to take the fight. Let's see how I do in the DRS zone.
And you move to the left this time. I go to the right. And I'm going to brake I braked at the 170 meter point. Again, just very concerned that, the last 2 minutes that it's been raining is going to lower the grip levels even more. And at this point, I'm thinking I would much rather finish in third than risk losing a wing or anything like that, getting a puncture. So, and we're coming through the last few corners here. Wow, it looks like you got a little wide, though, through this triple right-hander, 16, 17, and 18. Coming to 19, and got a little wide there as well, and I am right up behind you now. Coming to the final corner, and it looks like you've got a little wide there as well. I've got the inside line, I'm coming right up behind you. And we're coming to the line. Jack first finishes in first place, and you just barely hang on to that second place position by 0.122 seconds. I think that's our closest finish together of the season.
Yeah, the score says that it was a 1-2, but with the penalty removed, it was Jack First in first place. So
Yes, yeah, Jack First, very very nice drive from both of the firsts. It should be mentioned. I believe Fat First was in first when he disconnected, correct?
yeah, he was.
Okay, so yeah, he was definitely looking poised to win that race. So Marusha was looking at not just locking out the front row, but also finishing in 1-2, taking home 43 points for that race. But yeah, unfortunately, Fat First did disconnect. He did end up with a point since there was only 10 drivers, and he disconnected after Linios. And Jack First, great job from him to bring the come home with the win. In the end, he was 4.3 seconds ahead of Miko. So very nice job from both of the first guys. And this now seals second place for me. Racing Genius could only manage 7th place, so that extended my lead over him by a further 9 points, which has locked me into the 2nd place position for the championship. I have no chance of getting first, and I have no chance of dropping to 3rd, so at least I can kind of relax for Brazil. This moves you up ahead of Amstel now into 6th place, and you are now 18 points behind you're 2 points behind SHX, who is 18 points behind Silver Arrow. So you're about 20 points behind Silver and 2 points behind SHX. So, and SHX has not won a race yet this season, so if you can even tie him in Brazil, that will give you that 5th place position in the championship.
Yeah, that would be certainly nice, but that also, with Vernie getting in the points with a comfortable 4th, it also means that he is the Split 2 Season 6 champion.
Yep, congratulations to Vernie. So yeah, 1st and 2nd are already wrapped up in the championship. 3rd place is still a little tight. Silver Arrow is 7 points behind Racing Genius, with SHX 18 points behind Silver Arrow, and Miko 2 points behind SHX. So still pretty tight in the race for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But 1st and 2nd in the championship are sealed out. Those are done.
Yeah. Silver Arrow has outperformed Racing Genius in the last 4 races, so it's gonna be close for the 3rd place.
Yep. Of course, Racing Genius, he did start the season with the Sauber. He's now in the Ferrari, which he has definitely not exactly come to grips with.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we'll see you in the last race of Season 6, which is of course in Brazil, in Interlagos.
And it should be a good one. Also, for the last race of the season, we are going to try doing 1080p. We're going to try doing full frame recording. I'm going to record my quali, and I'm going to try doing full window or not windowed mode, full screen mode for the game as well. So be looking forward for Brazil. It should be a really, really nice looking video. It's kind of a test video for us to see if we can do it.
Yeah, just waiting for that F1 2013 to come out. Yeah.
4 more weeks? 4 more weeks.
That's right.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this second to last round of the Split 2 Season 6 Championship. And don't forget to don't miss Brazil. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.